ሄሎ ሰላም ነው?
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን።
ይታያል?
ሰላም ዶክተር፣ እንዴት አለ? ታደርክ?
እንዴት ነው? ይታያል አይደል?
ሰላም ነው?
ይታያል።
ይታያል።
So in our last class, we started discussing the text operation part or text pre-processing before we use for searching and indexing. As we said in our last class, the IR internally is at word level. We have to, first of all, identify words that are forming the document in our consideration. So the first thing is splitting the free text into word level. After splitting the text into word level, if you are closely looking at the words, there are many issues that are raised. One is, as you said, there are a number of common words. Common words are words that are frequently occurring in document collection, as a result of which they are non-discriminatory to differentiate one document from another document. Almost they are appearing in more than 19% of the document collection, even sometimes near to 100%. Like words the, a, is, was, the article we are using, preposition we are using, adjectives that we are using, adverbs. Such words have, in any text, have the same meaning. So such common words should be identified. Still, if you are closely observing, there are also words almost similar with some artificial difference among them. Like the given word may be written in capital letter. The given word may be written in small letter. The given word may be written both in capital and small letter. Because of capitalization, there is no difference, but it makes a difference for searching. Again, such kinds of differences should be resolved, and we have to bring whatever words that are variants of a given word because of superficial difference should be brought together, normalized into one format or structure. Again, if you see words closely, there are words that adds some characters at the beginning or at the end or at the middle or both at the beginning and at the end. Again, by adding such words, you may consider grammatical rules. That means time, subject. But there is no difference. If I say develop, if I say developing, developed, redeveloped, still the meaning is the same. So we have to bring them into one format. That is the word root or the word base or the word stem. So as a result of which, in fact, there are also polysemous and synonymous words. A given word may have multiple meanings. Different words may have the same meaning. Sometimes, because of using Ethiopia in my search, I'm not expected to lose documents that are discussing about Abyssinia, for instance. Whether it's Ethiopia or Abyssinia, the meaning is the same. How can we tell to the IR system to bring whatever ways of writing using words, but if they have the same meaning, it has to detect them and retrieve, because whatever words that we are using, if they have the same meaning, they have to be considered as one word. How can we bring the cluster of words with the same meaning into one? So as a result, there are different text operations involved. Tokenization is obviously the first step, because first of all, whatever text we have, it has to be split into word level. So from any document, we have to identify word 1, word 2, word 3, up to word n. Then followed by, depending on the language, the sequence that we follow in identifying stop words, normalizing, stemming, depends on the language itself. Here we are not discussing about the sequence, just we are discussing about the tasks. The sequence should be decided based on experiment. So since there are common words, to solve those common words, we have to apply a stop word detector, and maybe it is remover or identify and keep it in another file. But words have to be filtered. And we have to remove from the collection of words that are used for searching or for indexing stop words. Stop words are words that are frequently occurring. They are common words. We have to also resolve the superficial difference, the artificial difference that we observe in words because of capitalization. In Amharic also there are character variants. Ha can be written in 3 forms. Sa can be written in 2 forms. Because of the use of different forms, we are not expected to lose the document. So normalization is required. Then stemming is also necessary, because frequently we are forming word variants to take into account grammatical rules. By adding at the beginning or at the end or at the middle or both at the beginning and at the end, the availability of prefixes, suffixes, infixes, circumfixes doesn't affect, again, the meaning of words mostly. Sometimes, yes, maybe the word is noun or the word may be verb by adding something into that word. But anyway, we need the stem, because mostly they are talking about the same thing. Whether I say teacher, teaches, teaching, still all of them are talking about the education environment. So bringing them will add more document for the user rather than losing the relevant document for their query. So during text operation, at least we have to do the 4 tasks. They are not as easy as we expect, even when we are tokenizing document. So as we said, the sequence will be decided later through experimentation. But given a free text collection, that means document collection, how can we identify index terms, terms that are used for indexing? How can we identify query terms, terms that are used for searching? So there are 2 mechanisms nowadays suggested. Can we go for free text or content-bearing index term selection? Free text means all the words that are identified from a given document should be indexed and used for searching. But this one mostly ምንድነው? አይሰማም እንዴ? አይሰማም?
ይሰማል።
ለምን አንዳንዶቹ እኮ አይሰማም እያሉ ነው።
የተወሰነ በመሃል አንዳንዴ እንትን ይላል ይሰማል።
So first of all, we have to decide, depending on the application, whether to use free text or content-bearing index terms or query terms. Mostly for textual document, it's better to go for content-bearing index term query term selection by applying after tokenization, stop for detection, normalization, and stemming. But for audio, video, image, if you are designing text-based audio retrieval, video retrieval, image retrieval systems, it's better to stop at tokenization level, because sometimes even the stop word by itself is the name of the audio, like to be or not to be. As a result, by applying stop word, we will miss the title of that given music file. As a result, for multimedia, it's better to go for free text if we are using text as a base for searching. But nowadays, mostly, even for multimedia, it's better to go for content-bearing image, audio, video searching. So in general, for textual document collection, it is better to go for content-bearing index term query term selection, because it has many advantages. You will see. The first step is in any information retrieval system design, if it is at word level, tokenization is always there. Tokenization means splitting the text document into a sequence of words, because the document collection is produced based on a sequence of words that are forming a sentence, and the sentences are forming paragraph. So as a unit of designing an information retrieval system, we have to identify words, and for identifying words, we have to go for tokenization. Now, one of the issues for tokenization is defining the word itself. What does a word mean for information retrieval system? Is a word means a sequence of alphabets, or a word means a sequence of whatever character, including numbers, including punctuations. Such things should be decided. Basically, since information retrieval systems are searching for information, we have to look for words that are telling us information. That means we have to identify words with meaning that tell us the meaning of the document. So it's better to go for sequence of characters. And then punctuation should be used as a point where we can separate one word from another word. So tokenization is the process of identifying words as per the definition we have from the sequence of words that are available in textual documents. But there are many issues in tokenization. Like sometimes one word may be separated by space. Addis Ababa, United States. Addis Ababa is one word, but in between there is a space. And mostly for identifying words, we are using space. So if you are using space always, you are losing Addis Ababa. So how can we bring Addis Ababa into one? See also Dabra Bra. There are words separated by space, but they are one word. There are many issues in tokenization. Still, punctuation marks are nowadays used as part of the word. How you are writing state of the art. Even C, C++, and even the email ID. How MS-DOS is written, MS Word is written, how a given type of airplane is written. Frequently we are using hyphen within a word. Frequently we are using dots within a word, like USA, U.S.A. But in fact, sometimes we are using without the dot, or sometimes with a space. So how can we resolve such problems? Well, we have to have a principle. State of the art, state hyphen of hyphen the hyphen art contains 4 words. If we are using them as one, they have their own one meaning. But if you separate them, some of them are common words, some of them are content-bearing words, but those words may have a state, different meaning. Art, different meaning again. So what kind of convention we have to follow? We have to define before starting tokenization. When we are writing domain names, www.command.com, how we are writing an executable file, x.exe. Can we use by removing .exe? Position indicators like Kabbada's, even sometimes a variety of writing, not only a space between words that are forming one word, but also even we are writing in a variety ways. How you are writing database? Is that one word without space or with a space? Data space base, or data and the bases are written without space, or there is a hyphen between data and the base? See also lowercase, how we are writing. So whenever we tokenize, rather than just using a space and punctuation marks for splitting, we have to create a convention. Sometimes the word is just a numeric value, 2020. Or there are also telephone numbers, dates. There are also IP addresses. How can we deal them? So since we need information indicator rather than data indicator, we have to ignore mostly numeric values, because numbers have many meanings depending on the situation. They can't be contextualized unless and otherwise we have strictly an attribute for defining every numeric values. Also punctuation marks. Since we are trying to search words collectively from the state of the art, if we are removing hyphens, still since we are using state and art together, there is a high probability for retrieving documents containing state of the art. So again, it's better to remove hyphens, punctuation marks in general. Since tokenization is language dependent, whatever we are deciding depends on even the word separator that we are claiming depends on the language. What is used in Amharic may not be used in English. So depending on the language, we have to decide word separators. We have to decide whenever within a word punctuation marks are there. Whenever a word is separated by a space, what kind of action we have to take, that we have to decide through analyzing and understanding the language itself. Like Addis Ababa is one word, but there is a space between Addis and Ababa. But if you tokenize it into two words, what will happen? Since we are using both words during searching, because we are forming a vector, we'll see during searching. So whether you are splitting it into two or one, it doesn't make a difference. So splitting is okay. Both of them are representing a given document. Both of them are used at the same time for searching purpose. So a document containing Addis Ababa will be retrieved. So users will get a better options for searching and for getting better relevant document. So by analyzing, we have to decide what are the words that we have to use. How can we identify the words that we have to use for indexing, for searching purpose? So given an input, for instance, within a quotation mark, there is friends, comma, romance, and countrymen. The comma is closed. So what are the word separators we have to use? Obviously, in English writing, the major word separator is space. In addition to space, depending on the grammatical rule, the structure that we have to follow, the semantic meanings that we have to apply to the sentence that we are writing, commas, semicolons, dots, quotation marks are used in general, punctuation marks. So those are word separators. We have to define them. In fact, I think these are simplified with Python. It's good to read Python and exercise because Python is a good programming language, especially for text processing. Even though nowadays it is also used for multimedia processing, analysis, and designing an application. So given this sentence, our aim is identifying friends, romance, and countrymen. To identify these four words that are available in the text, we have to define the word separator. Accordingly, we have to identify them. Once the words are separated, we have to again identify from all the words, from the bag of the words that are content bearing, words that are defining the document from which they are extracted. For instance, there is a word called end in the four words that we identified from the sentence. In any text, end is available because end is a linker. The major purpose of end is linking two or more nouns. As a result, it's better to remove it. For removing it, we have to apply stop words, stop word detector. Then we can ignore them from our index terms, from our query terms. And if necessary, we can keep them in a separate file. But we have to ignore them from index terms, query terms. Because stop words are in English document, they are on the average appearing in 18% of the documents in the collection. As a result, removing them means one, removing noises. from index terms, from query terms. Noises means that are affecting the searching indexing. It will maybe restrict the efficiency of the search. When you are evaluating the effectiveness of information retrieval, frequently we are using recall and the precision. Recall means the extent to which the search engine will remember those documents relevant for the given query. Recall is a measure of the extent to which the search engine will remember. በአማርኛ የማስታወስ ችሎታውን እንደማለት ነው። On the other side, we have to also measure precision. Recall is out of the total relevant documents available in the corpus. How many of the relevant documents are identified by the search engine or information retrieval system? But precision is out of even the identified documents as relevant for user's query, how many of them are relevant for the query? So recall is trying to analyze from the point of how many of the available documents in the corpus, how many of the relevant documents available in the corpus are retrieved by the search engine or information retrieval system as relevant for the user's query. But precision is trying to measure out of the retrieved documents as relevant, how many of them are truly relevant for the given query. When we are removing stop words, we are trying to reduce the number of documents that are retrieved, because documents that are containing only stop words are removed. The document is retrieved if and only if it contains the content bearing words in our query. As a result, those documents which are containing only stop words are ignored. Again, because of this, stop words are enhancing precision. They are trying to optimize the preciseness of the information retrieval system and reduce the recallability of the system, because we are trying to make the system to ignore those documents containing common words available in the user's query. By doing such things, by applying stop word detector and removal, we are trying to optimize precision of the information retrieval system. So it has an advantage in terms of making the information retrieval system as precise as possible. When we are looking at stop words, again, even if they are language dependent, mostly in any language there are articles. There are prepositions.